Welcome to the Blogger Genius Podcast, brought to you by MiloTree. Here's your host, Jillian Leslie.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. Today I'm excited to introduce my guest, who is Rachel Miller. Now Rachel started as a blogger and has turned into, check this out, she is an organic traffic specialist, or she calls herself a viral marketer. So really, in truth, she helps you understand social media, especially Facebook. So welcome to the show, Rachel.
Thank you so much for having me, Jillian. I really appreciate it.
So we have to just say that we met randomly about a month ago at a conference, but really at a restaurant where I walked up to you and I said, I know you. And then
you rescued me. It was awesome.
I know. And then we ended up having lunch together, which was so nice.
It was fun.
So to talk about how you started, because I knew you back in the day as a blogger.
Oh, yeah. It's so funny because it feels almost like a lifetime ago sometimes. But it's only been like a year and a half, since I've started my second business. But I about probably 10 years ago, I guess, I started QuirkyMomma.
Okay.
And I started that because I quit my teaching job. I had two babies at the time. And I couldn't go back to maternity leave with two babies with Texas teacher pay. It didn't make sense with childcare and everything. So I was home with my kiddos, and I was going bored, crazy, out of my mind.
Yes.
Starting QuirkyMomma. That was my first website. I wrote over 30 or 29 posts that went to over 1 million. I can't remember the exact number between each site, but in total it was 29 posts that got to over 1 million page views each.
Wow.
And so I had tons of posts that went to millions and millions on Facebook. We wrote a book, and it went to a bestseller, sold over 100,000 copies. And so I was just like having the time of my life, making content and seeing how many people I could get on it, and being really excited at drawing eyeballs to an action.
To an action. And what was the action was come to my site?
Some of it was come to my site. Some of it was purchase something. So I made rainbow loom bands go viral on the website. And then we sold a lot of rainbow loom kits so kids could make their own rainbow loom bracelets.
Got it.
So like that, or selling tents or whatever it is that I'm selling at the time.
And you're selling them, if you're affiliate, you're doing an affiliate link.
Originally, I started as affiliate links, but as I grew in my venture, I began creating my own products and selling my own products. Ooh. You make a lot more money selling your own products than you do as an affiliate.
So were these online products or these physical products?
Both.
Okay.
I had 7 private label products at one point. And then I also had where you white label, or where you have, let's say you go to your Walmart and you find that they have Star Wars, this literally happened. Okay. They had Star Wars toothbrushes for like $1 each. And they like lightsabers, and they light up, and they make like a funny noise. I'm like, these are worth a lot more than $1. So I bought all those toothbrushes that Walmart had at the time, which was like 250 of the toothbrushes.
Okay.
And sold them for $7.85 on Amazon like 2 weeks later.
Wow. Okay. I love that.
I sold out almost immediately.
Now, did you then have to pay, were people paying shipping on top of that?
No, I just send them into Amazon, and then Amazon sends them out.
Got it.
So like time or whatever, however they send them out.
Wow. And how did you get the idea to do that?
Well, I'd heard about people selling on Amazon, and so I got an Amazon account, but I didn't know what I was going to do with it. Okay. And then I saw my son playing in the grocery store with this toothbrush, and I was like, Star Wars is coming out in 3 weeks. These are really cheap. This is the time. Let's make a video of him playing with this toothbrush. Make it go viral on Facebook and sell out toothbrushes. Let's see if we can do it. And so $250 later, I bought all the toothbrushes, and that was one of my first ventures into selling physical products on my own.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you create, and by the way, QuirkyMomma was kids activities, or it is kids activities. Is that right?
Kids activities blog. Yes, I sold it.
Okay. So then you started working on Facebook for kids activities, or for QuirkyMomma.
Yeah, I helped QuirkyMomma grow from 13,000 into multiple millions. So I left the site when it was at 2.2 million.
Okay. And then and I guess you fell in love with Facebook.
Yeah, I fell in love with attracting an audience. It could be anywhere. So I actually also grew my Pinterest account by over 100,000 in 1 year. So I grew it to 80,000 over the course of like 2 or 3 or 4 years. And then in 1 year, I put a lot of effort into it and bumped it up to almost 190,000.
That's terrific.
So it's the same practice, the same love of people is in every social media platform.
So unpack that a little bit. Tell me what you mean by that.
If you love people, you're going to serve them with specific content that's going to help feed their buckets. You know, like everyone has the desire to feel affirmation or to feel successful or to feel smart and fun, right? So we create content that makes them feel those ways. You fill those needs in your audience will grow. And as your audience grows, you ask them what they want and need, and then you deliver it to them, and then your revenue in your pocketbook grows as well.
I love that, because it's all about serving others.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about, well, I think this is cool. I mean, it's a little bit about that, but it's really about, I know my audience will think this is cool.
Exactly. I don't care so much about what I think is going to be cool. It's not. People have asked me, well, do you think you're a trendsetter where you can see if something's going viral? And sometimes I can, in the sense I've seen so many virals in the past, I can tell this is good content or this is not good content. But at the same time, it really depends on the people that you're serving as to whether a content's going to go do well. It's not about us.
I totally agree. In fact, for Catch My Party, people will say, oh, you identify, like you say what the trends are going to be in the world of like parties and kids parties and stuff. And I go, no, I just see what people are responding to, and then I create more content like that.
Exactly. That's it in a nutshell.
Like, I can't tell you what the new trends will be. I can amplify a trend or I can identify it. But
all we do is serve our audience.
Yes. Like, we're not soothsayers. you know?
So essentially, I left QuirkyMomma, and then I created One Crazy House, and that's my second blog. Through that to a Facebook page of over 500,000 in 18 months, and we just it's our third year anniversary, and we have 51 million page views on it. So it's really cool.
Oh my God! Wow!
And we have 2 more websites. I've got Crazy Cat Lady, and I've got the One Pot Crockpot.
Okay. And and explain the idea of why you create different websites.
Well, it was kind of a joke, actually, a little bit. I started QuirkyMomma and then One Crazy House, and I was at a conference, and someone I was speaking at the conference about how you can go viral and everything, and I was in the bathroom afterwards, and I was hearing 2 people heard them talking, and the one girl was saying, you know, these big bloggers, I can never be like Rachel. She just said she did this and this and this. Like, how is this even possible? And the other girl goes, oh, don't worry about it. They're doing that because they're so big. So they had a big budget when they started, and they have these big pages that they all share from. So, like, we can never become big because it's all the big pages as a click. And I was like, oh, my word. And I left, and it was like almost like I failed the entire conference just because of that, like, one little conversation they didn't know I was listening to. So they weren't trying to be rude. Does that make sense? They were just having a conversation.
But it's like a scene out of like a sitcom.
I know. And so I went home, and I'm like bawling because I take things way too personally. And my husband's like, and I'm like, they're right, because I did grow with budget. Nobody else has that kind of budget. I did grow with this, and I did I had these big friends when I was growing One Crazy House that I could contact and say, hey, can you share for me? And they're like, they're right. I didn't do it the right way. And my husband's like, so do it the right way. Like, what's your problem? Like, shut up. Just go do it. Like, and so I was like, well, I can't. And he's like, okay, whatever. And so he's like, you could do it with cats. Come on, everybody can do it with cats. So, like, literally at the kitchen table, we made a cat page and we put some viral cat content up. And then it went viral.
So wait, you made a Facebook cat page?
Yeah, I made a cat page because my husband said, well, hello, if you can't do it, you could definitely do it with cats. Come on.
Okay.
And so I made a viral cat page.
Wow.
And then so I was like, well, everybody can do it with cats. What's something that's really boring? I got to do it with that too. And so then I did crockpots because I thought crockpots were boring. I did not realize, because I don't cook. I don't ever cook really. And so I thought crockpots were this boring thing. But no, they're a very passionate group of people that love, subgroup of people that love their crockpots. And so, yeah, I got to love and serve on Crockpot People next.
I love that. Okay,
So
now, so you were able to grow these pages organically.
yeah, so I grew. So it was more just to prove to myself, like, okay, I did it with QuirkyMomma and I did it with One Crazy House, but I also did it with 2 other pages without a lot of money, under $5 a day, and without tons of friends sharing. I didn't have any friends sharing. Nobody knew I was doing it. So yeah, I was able to replicate my success again.
Great. Can you break down just the elements of what that success means?
Well, most importantly, it means I get to help people.
Okay.
So when a lady's cat dies, I'm an audience where she can share her cat, a video of her cat, photos of her cat, and people there to rally around her and support her when she's in her moment, a dark moment. We get to, help rescue cats in different areas, which is important to those people. I'm like giggling about it a little bit, but at the same time, this is a huge community of women who are loving and supporting each other that I am honored to get to be a part of.
That's great.
It's that's most important. Like that's bigger than the dollar amount, but the dollar amount of my other audiences, it's a hefty income each year. So.
Great. So in terms, like Facebook is in the news, Facebook is everywhere, and it's kind of negative.
It is. It's so funny because like they're talking about this whole tracking thing and how our privacy, and I'm still going, you guys had vacuums, right? And you connected them to Alexa and you said, Alexa, can you vacuum my floor, please? Right?
Right.
When you do that, the vacuum walks around your house and it picks up data. Like there's a chair here. Okay. It sends that information back to Amazon, and Amazon's targeting you with new products when you move a chair.
Right.
That same data is being shared everywhere. All the data places share their information with each other because they're all data hungry. Right. So we have zero privacy. Like this is not news. This is like normal. So anyway, I've been using Facebook targeting for ages to find my diehard fan and then to love on them more. So to give them more content. But yes, has it changed? Yes. Is it going to continue to change? Definitely. I do think having more transparency is a good thing. So when you have your robo vacuum, okay, if I'm going to vacuum my front floor, it now has a layout of my home, and it's sending that information back to Amazon. Am I cool with that? Like we aren't cool with that, but we all want Alexa to have access to our vacuum cleaner, right?
Exactly.
So you got to understand that when you're giving Alexa access to your vacuum cleaner, what that means for you.
Right.
So I know what that means for you because I'm a marketer who targets people by their furniture.
Right.
But
right.
People are a little bit like, wait, what a second, you've been stalking in my house. You know what my layout of my home is, like for real? Like
exactly.
Intrusion? And they're like, well, no, because now we know if you're looking for new furniture because you're rearranging the rooms multiple times. We know what that means. It means you're hunting for furniture so we can send you more furniture ads.
Right. Now, do you think that Facebook will ultimately change and that you won't be able to grow these audiences or they won't be as valuable?
Well, in some ways it has changed a little bit in that you're not going to be able to make as much money off of affiliates right now because you have to create your affiliate content. So my son with the toothbrush, I had him brushing his teeth and playing with the toothbrush. I didn't just use somebody else's picture of that toothbrush to sell it.
Got it.
To create the content now.
Got it.
So we have to be more active as content creators. So does that mean it's harder for people to join in if they're not going to put in the time to be a good content creator? It will probably thin out the number of people that are in the market. Does that make sense? Providing content.
But if you're one of those people who will make content, you could have a leg up.
Yep.
Because you're not competing with stock photos from Amazon.
Exactly. So you have, as long as you are the content creator, there is a need in the world for content creators. People are sharing content. People are looking at content at 1 a.m. People are discussing articles that they're reading. People want content. So there will always be a need for content. Now, how difficult it is to provide that content or what kind of rules we have with disclosure, those will all be changing. It's always changing. So,
I know.
Yeah.
Yep. It's like you get on the roller coaster and you hold on tight.
Yeah. And even with Facebook right now, like with Facebook targeting, we can no longer target new house buyers. But what we can do is purchase the list of people who publicly just changed their addresses in the state database, which is public information. And we can buy that information as it's aggregated and then use it. So now only
wait.
have that.
Could you explain what that means? Can you explain targeting and how you target people and why?
So you want to target people to love your content. So if you're a home DIY or home interior design, when are people most likely to be focusing and obsessing about design? When they're either selling their home or when they're buying a new home, right?
Yep.
So for you, you'd want to target people who are new home buyers or selling their homes, because those are people that are going to be most likely to be nonstop watching Fixer Upper because they're trying to fix up their home to sell it, or because they don't like the current kitchen, but they like the rest of the house. So what can they do to make that kitchen in that new house they're buying better? So those are the people that are the most passionate in the home decor realm. So in that, and in the buying mindset, because remember, you want them in the buying mindset so you can sell to them. So those are the people that are most likely to be also buying to fix that solution.
Yep.
So before, you could just go to Facebook and say, I want to target anyone who's selling their home or who is buying a home. And that used partner information that Facebook collected. So Facebook would reach out to partners, which would be like the DMV when you're changing your address on your driver's license. There's different things that are public. GoDaddy with your registration. You can have a new website and that information is public if you did not pay your $7.99 or whatever to hide your private information. Does that make sense? So there's places where your information is given out publicly. Home records, that's a public thing. Everyone knows. There's like you can go onto your state website and you can see the people who are buying houses and even what their house price was.
Yep.
Often public information as well. So you can see that information. So what the Facebook would do is buy that information and then upload it into Facebook into their partners. So now we could access that targeting. And I could say I want to target new home buyers, or I can target somebody who drives this type of vehicle. But we can't do that anymore. Now we have to buy the data from those data companies ourselves and upload it.
And how do you find the data? Like, how do you find those companies?
Oh, there's like a list of them. I guess I could give to your audience later. But yeah, you just go online and say, I want to buy data. So you buy aggregated data, yeah.
Got it. So, and is this...
data. I'm using my content. I'm using my content to segment my audience. But that's something that's gotten more difficult because Facebook just changed that law.
Okay. And then are you putting your posts in front of them? Are you putting your products in front of them?
Yeah, you want to start always with your content and then work them into your products. So I want to find the people that are most likely to be interested in farmhouse chic. And then as I'm showing them farmhouse chic, then I'll show them, here's my buying guide for farmhouse chic products. So, but you want to start with who loves this look first before you send them your buying guide. You want to get them seeing you, have them trust who you are, and interact with you. I like people that interact with me even up to 7 times before they see my product, that I have a product for sale.
Wow.
I don't give them my product for sale until they've interacted with me several times.
Wow. And then they trust you.
They trust me. They're more likely to buy, and I'm more likely to know what they want to.
Got it. And is this all happening on Facebook, or are you also getting their email, that kind of thing?
I don't focus on email as much as a lot of other people do, and I know that's probably a detriment to my business in the sense I know I could probably be a lot better at email. I do collect people's emails and opt-ins, but that's not my focus because I know if I can get them to click on any of my websites, I can retarget them. And I can retarget them on Facebook, I can retarget them on YouTube, I can retarget them on Pinterest. All of those locations you can retarget.
Can you explain what that means?
When someone visits, say, one landing page, like your DIY farmhouse kitchen, you can show them all the fun things to do in your kitchen. And then here's the thing, they don't have a whole lot of time. They don't want to spend 4 hours doing whatever type of paint treatment to the cabinets. Next thing you know, you're going to send them to the second. So you send everybody who sees that first website, you retarget them and say, I'm going to send them an ad with my next website, which might be your buying guide so that they don't have to do it themselves.
And these are websites or landing pages?
It could be blog posts. So you're
Okay.
leading through a sequence. So I know, I can't remember her name off the top of the head. Penny Savers, I think, does this really, really well. She had one, it's just a regular blog post, but it segments people whose kids are in college. And so she starts them off with, here's just DIY getting ready for your college dorm. So helping your child get their dorm room ready. And so they just see this, and then she sends them, college is so expensive. Isn't it horrible how college is so expensive? So now you see her, oh, we're just getting ready for dorms. Now we're seeing college is so expensive. That puts it in your brain, oh my word, it is. I can't afford this. And then
Yes.
sends them, here's your how to here's your guide to of 100 different scholarships your kids can get.
Love
You
it.
guide of 100 scholarships, you're like, oh my word, that's a lot of scholarships. I'll never be able to fill all this paperwork out. Like, oh my. And then she sends you the fourth one is, oh, we'll do a scholarship matching and searching and applying for you, a done
Wow.
for you service. But she works them through that. So now she knows these are really people who are really looking for college scholarships because they've already proven that they have kids in college. They've already proven that they have an issue with paying for college. They've already proven that they're interested in scholarships. Now we're going to send them the whatever $1,000 done for you so we can find them scholarships
That
package.
is brilliant.
Exactly.
So it is, so you are this tour guide. You are leading people down the path.
That is the perfect. I have never heard of it described as like a tour guide, but that is definitely the path. And the thing is, you're literally just asking your readers, what do you need help with? Oh, you need help with getting your kids into college. Okay, well, how can I help you the best? Can I help you the best by just saying, hey, I've got this service for you that'll help you find scholarships? That's not going to help you because you're not going to jump on it. Does that make
Right.
sense? But
Yeah.
if I help you by helping you in all these other little ways and then say, oh, yes, and we have this extra project, but at that point, they're ready for, okay, yes, I need that help. Thank you.
And you are putting money behind each of these steps.
Yes. Now, here's the thing. Because of the way Facebook and organic traffic goes, the first steps are not very expensive at all. We're talking, they might be free. They might be posts that you just put up and then they do well on their own. They might be posts that you put up for $2 a day or $5 a day. The emphasis is not on money on those. It's to collect an audience. And
Yeah.
then later on, and at that last one is the one you're going to put money behind.
Got it. Right, because you already know this is what they're looking for.
Yeah. I might
And
spend a little ahead of time, but I'm not going to put the big budget until that last one.
got it. Okay. And if let's say that I sell the service where I will find the scholarships that are right for you, for your kid, and that product is $1,000. How much would I spend in an ad to attract that person?
Well, it depends on how much your revenue is. So one rule of thumb is 3% of whatever
Okay.
you want to. I mean, this is like something that like my mastermind people have said is like a general rule. Is
Okay.
3% of total revenue is you'll want to put to ads.
Got it.
That said, what that looks like for you, it might be different. So let's say you've got a $2,000 product, but you can have $1,500 of that as profit because you only have to pay 500 of it out to whatever to manage, to deliver the product. Well, at that point, you've got a huge ROI. You've got $1,500 in
Return on
revenue.
investment. Yeah.
You can spend up to $1,400 and still be making a profit on that.
Yep. Yep. Okay. And is this what a Facebook funnel looks like?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, because I keep hearing about Facebook funnels, which seem slightly different than email funnels. But it's kind of seems like you're moving the tour on Facebook.
Mhm.
Okay, that's fascinating to me. That so if I were starting out today and I'm a new blogger, what advice would you have for me in terms of trying to grow my page, or like how should I focus?
Pick one thing to be known for. Because when you have one thing to be known for, you're going to be able to attract people who would trust you more in that topic, and they're more likely to buy from you because they realize you're the place for XYZ. They could
Right.
go to Amazon for almost everything, right? But if they're looking for something specific, for example, little boys' Star Wars stuff, okay, they want to know that all that you have is really truly vetted as the latest, coolest kids' Star Wars stuff.
Right.
or you're the financial advisor for women who are recently divorced. They want to know that you have all of your content is in their best interest.
Right.
So
Right.
you can't be the financial advisor for people who are newly divorced, also sharing your favorite recipes and telling them stories about your dog.
Yep. Yep.
You've got to focus on what's most important to you. Now, could you just focus on stories about your dog? Definitely. And then sell dog products or something else? Definitely. Could you be about your favorite recipes and sell cookbooks and sell kitchen supplies and even your own line of kitchen utensils that are the best for people? Definitely. But doing all three spreads your credibility. And so people can't, it's harder for people to attract to you.
Yes. And I talk about this all the time. Find your niche, find your lane, and go deep.
Definitely.
Like there's enough content for you to create, there's enough of an audience for you to find, and it is really setting yourself up as an expert.
Yes, yes.
And what I find is if people trust you, they will. So for example, if you're my Star Wars go-to person, yeah, I guess I could go to Walmart and buy the toothbrush. But if you've already vetted it for me, if you've already told me this is the one I should buy, I'll pay more to buy it from you.
And they want the convenience of knowing that you've got a collection of products just for them.
Yes, totally. Yes, I mean, that makes perfect sense. So again, as you're starting to think about what business you're creating, think about it in a very narrow way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you became the rainbow loom person.
For a little while there, yeah, until the fad fizzled out.
And how do you feel about that? Writing different fads, things like that. Should you jump on that bus?
Yeah, really. I mean, you love your audience. So if your audience suddenly starts loving rainbow loom bracelets, you love rainbow loom bracelets too. If they love Play-Doh, you love Play-Doh. If they cat people, they don't like talking about cat food. So I won't talk about cat food because I want to love my audience. So you see what your audience really responds to and you serve and love them.
Got it. Okay, so let's go back to this, which is I'm a new blogger. What do I do on Facebook? And I get it. Like ultimately, my goal is to sell them products. But how would I start out?
First off would be making your page about your reader. A lot of
Ooh.
people make their page about them.
Yes.
So when people come to the site, they see a person's face, a person that they're not friends with and they don't know who they are, and some of their interests. So it's hard for someone who doesn't know you to feel attached to the page because they've never interacted with you before. But they might be pickleball. I did not know that was a thing. It's totally a up and coming game with like newly retired people. It's like this fun way of playing, like it's a cross between like baseball and ping pong or something. Anyway,
Okay.
it's a fanatical thing. I did not know this was a thing. But pickleball is a thing. If
Okay.
who was in charge of the pickleball pages put his face on all the pages, people will connect with him, but they don't understand it's pickleball. And they're just a random person who's newly retired and heard about this game called pickleball, and he wants to learn more about pickleball. He doesn't
Got
want to
it.
learn about the person, Joe, who's running the pickleball page.
Yep. Yep.
He has no problem falling in love with Joe. That's weird, but I mean, he's
Eventually. Right. I get it.
loving the content, loving who Joe is, and loving Joe's love of pickleball and building Joe into a personal brand. He doesn't mind that, but he's coming first just to learn what is pickleball, who's playing pickleball, where can I find a pickleball tournament or a group of people playing pickleball, and what do I need to play? You know, that's what he's coming for.
Yep.
Give them that thing. And so when they come to your Facebook page, it should be the name, the cover, the photo, the profile, your pinned content, your story, your descriptions. Those should all be what your reader is coming to you or what you want to be known for about your reader, not about you.
Totally. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I want to start to build my page. So I've got my page set up. Then, am I just sharing content that other people are creating about pickleball? Am I making my own content?
Yeah, you want to be making your own content. And I suggest when you're a brand new page, 1/4 is your own content and 3/4 is somebody else's because you're going to be riding their coattails. You're going to use those other pages to help you grow a little bit. Now, pickleball is kind of a new niche, hand embroidered ribbons. One of my students is hand embroidered ribbons. That's a new niche. There's not very many people out there talking about hand embroidering ribbons. So in that sense, and if she's only not hand embroidering tea towels, only hand embroidering ribbons, then she's going to have to create all that content on her own.
Okay.
That said, she was able to create a 10,000 person fan page and a membership where they're buying a monthly subscription box of ribbons and ribbon embroidery supplies, and they have a Facebook group where they talk about how they've embroidered these ribbons and whatever. So she's got a huge business she was able to create off of her niche, but she did have to focus in very tightly as to what she was about.
Okay. And then just in terms of logistics, how often should I be posting on Facebook? Let's say I'm the pickleball guy.
Yeah. New pages, I suggest 2 to 4 times a day. And then when you're over 25,000, you can move slowly into 8 to 9 times a day.
Wow. Okay.
You can still stay at 4 or 2, even when you're bigger. But I would start at the 2 to 4, and then you could just keep adding another post, but trying to be consistent as long as your engagement per post does not drop.
Okay. And then when do I start putting money behind my posts to try to draw in a bigger audience?
I start that almost at the beginning. I'll start because I want to get people who are engaged. When I have 0 fans, I'll put money behind every single post and see what kind of post. I'll put the same exact money, the same number of days on every single post I put out. And I'll put that out and I'll see what type of content they're most interested in. First off, I want to find out the content. So I'll take that $2 a day for every post for 3 days, and I'll boost it all to the same person. So in my cat page, I'll take 6 posts, put it out, and they'll all go to people who are just interested in cats, just a general interest. And I'm doing this to find out what messaging of my posts does the best. I'm not really looking for whether a photo does better or a video does better or a link does better. What I'm looking for is what is the message that's being shared by this piece of content that seems to perform better with this audience.
I love that.
So after a few weeks, I'll see that, okay, I am my cat's mom. All the posts that did really, really well, they were all posts where they're treating their cat like a kid. So the cat did this, the cat, the cat did misbehaved, and there they is with the sign of how they misbehaved. We're shaming the cat for whatever he did.
Right. We're potty training our cat.
Exactly. Like literally, that's the type of content that was doing the best. Okay, so now I know just general cat people, the stuff that does the best is treating my cat like a baby. Well, now if one know that the content does well, now I need to find where that content gets people that are the most active. So I'll then go into my audience insights and I'll see what type of pages are related to my niche that have the highest activity level and see if I can target them or niche neighborhood with them, which is like a term I use, which is when we connect our pages to them with like Facebook SEO. So we link to stuff on their page, we put links to our own page from their page, we tag each other, et cetera, et cetera.
So you've then reached out to these people who have pages that are similar.
Sometimes I reach out to them and sometimes I just niche neighborhood with them without their permission and just connect our pages. So I'll go onto their page and say how awesome I think something is, or I'll leave a comment on their content with something of my own content.
Got it.
Not in a spammy way.
Right.
Or I'll share something from their page onto my page, and then I'll take the thing that I shared and I'll leave it as a comment on their page. So I'll be like, oh, I found you because I was here. And I do that in a nice way so it doesn't seem like I'm spamming, but it just shows Facebook that I'm similar to that other page. And I want to pick pages that have the highest level of activity. That way I can pull in the users who are the most active in their niche, so they're more likely to bring on other people who are most active. Because the person, it's like targeting myself or targeting my husband. And Facebook has even said this. Facebook wants people to have meaningful connections. And what Facebook decided January 11th, what that was meaningful connections, is a long comment. So Facebook wants people who are going to leave sizable comments on your content. So you don't want to target, even though my husband and I have similar interests, you don't want to necessarily target my husband for any of those ads because he doesn't comment on anything. He's like an online, not stalker, but he just like reads and scrolls, scrolls, and he's never going to like something and he's never going to share it. And he's, so in comparison, I'm like the nonstop talker everywhere. So I'm leaving comments on everybody's stuff and I'm like tagging people I don't even know to say, hey, did you read this? So you want the person who's going to bring everybody else to your content.
Right. So you want to find the connectors.
The connectors, yes. They will find the people like my husband. who are the scrollers.
Got it. Okay. So then, and could we talk for just a minute about this idea that you need other people, other pages like your page to help you grow?
Yes, you do. Well, nobody's in a vacuum. Our readers aren't in vacuums. We're not in vacuums. They're all interconnected. So think of yourself and the things that you love as a reader to engage with. Probably podcasting, right? So you're not going to follow one how to podcast place. You're going to follow several podcasters. You're going to be in several podcasting groups because you love podcasting and you've got a really awesome podcast. And you love blogging, so you're probably going to be in more than one blogging group. So it's the same type of thing for our readers, what they're most interested in. The pickle bums person, whatever it is, pickleball.
Yes.
That person is probably in every pickleball group there is. They're probably looking for more pickleball groups. Same with the person who's interested in World War II retouched photography. They're probably looking for more World War II stuff other places online. So you're just helping them find other places and establishing yourself as a leader in your niche because you're connecting them to other content that they also want.
Okay, so I'm the pickleball guy. I find 5 other pages, 5 other people who've built businesses around pickleball. Mm-hmm. Do I then say, hey guys, let's get in this group and let's share each other's content?
Yes and no, because share groups, Facebook knows when they're not organic and they're not real, so it will hurt you to be in a share group where you're requiring each other to share.
Really? Because I remember back, maybe it feels like an eternity, like 3 or 4 years ago, where we were all putting ourselves in these share groups.
Share groups can hurt your page because you're putting content into whenever it becomes an echo chamber.
Mm.
So when your fans already have seen the content once because you've already interacted with that page and they've already shared that content, so now both pages are sharing that same piece of content to similar readers, Facebook's only going to show that to your readers one time. So you've now got your organic reach by half.
Mm. Okay, so you don't recommend share groups.
I mean, share groups can be helpful. They're just also can be misused.
So would it be something like, I've got a post and it's got juice. It's getting some virality. I'm going to contact you, my friend. We create similar content. Hey, would you share this?
Once in a while I would, but I wouldn't use the same friend regularly because it can come back to bite you because you become an echo chamber. If she's sharing the same content, you're sharing the same virals, now Facebook's only showing that viral to one time to your related audience.
Okay.
So now, if she's already shared it to that person, now you've shared it, that person's not going to see it again.
Got it.
So you cut that person out of the ability to get organic traffic from you.
Interesting. Okay, but that was a strategy.
Well, I mean, you can still use it. It's kind of probably more nuanced than we could go into in a conversation on a podcast. But It is helpful to start with some share groups in the sense that other people sharing your stuff is good. But once you have an overlapping or similar audience, Facebook's only going to show that post once. So if 2 people shared it to that audience, only one of those shares will get any eyeballs.
Got it. So it's a little bit like you don't want it with somebody who lives in your virtual neighborhood, but maybe in the neighborhood next to your neighborhood.
Exactly. But I mean, there's so much that goes into it. It's more than we could probably talk about 20 minutes.
Okay. So we didn't talk about Moolah Marketer. So can you explain what that is?
Oh, well, it's my, I've got over 2,300 students so far that we've helped grow their Facebook pages and their Facebook audiences. And it's my little happy slice of the internet. It's a lot of fun. We've helped pages gain engagement on their content. So that's pretty much the goal of Moolah.
And is it the goal to, this has always been my question, is it to grow your Facebook page? Is it to grow your traffic? Is it to grow your income? Or is it all of those 3 things?
We want to help you grow engagement in the way that will best help you reach your goals. So we have some nonprofits in our group where they're not necessarily looking for money. What they're looking for is a movement. They're trying to cause. So we want them. We've helped them grow their movements. We've got political campaigns. We've got 3 people that are on political campaigns so far. One is a high-level Democrat governor, I believe, And the other ones are like city councils and lower level, like House representatives and stuff. And we've helped them. They're not looking for money. They're looking for brand awareness. They're trying to
Yep.
get their face out to their constituents.
Yep.
We've helped people who are just out for money. Like we've helped people that we've got a couple of students who they basically create websites and sell them. So we'd help them build a website fast, build an audience fast, sell that audience, and then he goes on and makes another one.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah. There's all different types of students. We have one person who's a llama wedding farmer. If you want to get married with llamas in your wedding,
Oh,
I mean,
would.
I know. Isn't that fun? Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Some of the niches, like I was like, that's a thing. Okay, that's a thing. Like, so I did not know all the niches that need Facebook. There were more out than I was aware of. So yeah.
Wow.
All of them.
That's terrific. Okay. So what is the one piece of advice that you could give to our audience that you wished you knew right when you were starting?
To make my content be about my reader and to live in a life of abundance, not a life of I don't have it. Does that make sense? So
Explain.
a lot of times you sit there and think, well, if I help someone else go viral, I'm not going to have this viral. Or if I help someone else's business grow, it's not going to help my business grow. So some people would say, oh, wait, why are you giving away your viral titles? You should charge for that. People shouldn't get that for free. And I've got 25 of my posts, 25 of my 29 posts that I've gotten to over 1 million eyeballs. I give away those titles to people so they can make their own post off those titles. And I've had people tell me, why are you giving that away? Like now they're taking this. I'm like, yeah, it's not like they took my virals away. I still have my virals. They're still bringing in traffic. They're fine. All I'm doing is helping the world, all the marketers have more virals. That's a good thing. So seeing it as a good thing to give it all away is not give it all away, but to love on your audience and enough to give them what they need to see success.
What I think is so interesting about what you're saying is that the world is big and there's room for everybody.
Exactly. So,
and to stop focusing on yourself and to start focusing on others, to give to others.
And I'm thinking of all those times that I wasted my energy, I wasted my time, I wasted my efforts when somebody used similar Play-Doh recipe that I did. Like, how dare they? And
yes.
That I could have taken all of that time that I spent into, getting my whatever upset about that type of content to realizing, okay, I'm just gonna make my next Play-Doh video post even
exactly better. I was just reading a blog post on Seth Godin's blog about this, and he said, wow, good for you that somebody wants to copy what you're creating.
Exactly.
Like, that's such a good statement about your content. Versus nobody wants to copy what you're doing.
Exactly.
So, okay, what about your business or Facebook are you most excited about?
Well, I love seeing other people go viral now. So there was a time when I would go viral and I get all excited when I saw my content get out to the world. And what's really exciting for me right now is helping other people make their content viral. And that the skills I had are actually transferable is pretty exciting.
That's amazing. So how could people reach out to you, learn more about you, learn more about your course?
Yeah, I do have a course that I help people gain more engagement. And it's called Moolah. And you can find me on Facebook in the Facebook group Page Strategies.
Ooh, awesome. Well, Rachel, this is such a pleasure. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Jillian, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Are you trying to grow your social media followers and email subscribers? Well, if you've got 2 minutes, I've got a product for you. It's MiloTree. MiloTree is a smart pop-up slider that you install on your site, and it pops up and asks your visitors to follow you on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, or subscribe to your list. It takes 2 minutes to install. We offer a WordPress plugin or a simple line of code, and it's Google friendly on mobile and desktop. So we know where your traffic is coming from. We show a Google-friendly pop-up on desktop and a smaller Google-friendly pop-up on mobile. Check it out. Sign up today and get your first 30 days free.